Hi there, this is AliShanMao, and in this video tutorial I'm going to cover the advanced radio controls on Red Cat Racing Vehicle transmitter, a radio that comes in the box with the Red Cat Racing vehicles. I'm using Shockwave 1/10 scale Red Cat Racing vehicle for this purpose. Let's start with the advanced controls on the radio. You can find the advanced controls on the radio. Just move this cover and you have some advanced controls here. Let me explain them one by one. The first thing here is on-off switch. Of course, you also have on-off at the side here, so you can actually use this one to turn on your radio or turn off your radio. The second switch that you actually easily recognize is the reverse switch for the steering servo and the reverse switch for the throttle servo. So reversing these switches will simply reverse the operation of your throttle or steering servo. Let's see it in action. Okay, here we are, and here's the radio. Right, left, right, left. Now if I reverse the steering switch, which is right here, you can see the steering controls will go reverse. Left is right, right is left, left is right, right is left. So if you're having trouble and if you're facing this kind of situation, simply put the steering reverse switch to normal or reverse and check if you have the right steering. Right is right, left is left. Similarly, looking at the throttle, let me take the shell off. Well, when you pull it down, you can see it should open the carb, and when you push it up, this is brake. Right. Similarly, if you are having trouble or you're facing this situation that pressing on the throttle, you get brake, and pushing on it you get acceleration. Simply speaking, put your throttle reverse to normal or reverse and check. Now let us come to more controls. There are 5 knobs given here, and let's take a look at them one by one. The first one is steering dual rates. Under them there are 2 more knobs. These are steering endpoint adjustments, also called EPA, that is left and right. Under here we have 2 more knobs, and these are throttle endpoint or throttle EPA, and they are high or low. Right, now let's start with the dual rates. Dual rates on RC models are actually used to reduce and increase the servo treble by flipping a switch or setting a knob usually. Now here we are given with a knob, and using this knob we can actually set, increase or reduce the treble of the servo. Let us have a look. Let's see, we have full throw on the steering servo. Now if I move the dual rate and I reduce them to full low, you can see the effect on the steering. The servo treble has been reduced. If you reduce the servo treble using steering dual rate knob, you will make your model easier to control during turns. But remember, the turns will be longer. Now I have put the dual rates to 0, and you can see we have full treble there. Coming down to endpoint, steering endpoint. Well, endpoints or EPA, usually we abbreviate it, EPA or endpoint adjustment, they will adjust the total treble of a servo in a given direction. For example, left endpoint and right endpoint. So you can actually set how much your steering servo should travel in a given direction, that is left or right. Let's check the effect of EPA. So now I'm setting the left end point for the steering servo and making the travel less, not too much travels. Now you can see left side, we have less travel because we have set the end point, and right side, we have full travel. Similarly, I will increase the left end point and decrease the right end point. Let's check. Full turn on left and less turn on right. Using these endpoints, you can easily adjust your steering, or I should say, you can easily fine-tune your steering control on your car. Coming down to throttle endpoint, I'm sure you have an idea what throttle endpoint will do. Throttle endpoint knobs will simply adjust the travel of your throttle servo in a given direction. So right now I have full travel on each direction. I will simply reduce one of it, and you can see it travels a little. So maybe, I'm just wondering, maybe you can use these switches to actually limit the travel of throttle so that the car will not go to full throttle and give your car to someone who is actually beginner. You get my idea? If you're a beginner, you can actually set the throttle endpoint and make sure your car doesn't go full throttle. Now that's it, folks. I hope you understand what these advanced radio controls are doing on Red Cat racing car radios that actually come in the boxes. These are real good radios. In such price level, we have good advanced controls to control our cars and fine-tune our car's steering and throttle. Thank you very much for watching. AliShanMao.